Hey, Ramila here. So this week we've been speaking about candida and what causes candida. Yesterday we touched on antibiotics. Today I'd like to speak about sugar. Candida and sugar are the best friends. Candida loves sugar. It thrives on sugar. So if any of you have baked with yeast, you know to activate the yeast you need to add some sugar, and then it gets activated and it grows. So, when I was going through my candida and I didn't know that I had candida, I would have a chocolate bar every single night. We owned a supermarket back in South Africa, and every night my husband would bring me this huge bar of chocolate. It was so good, I would finish the entire bar, not realizing that it was the candida that was causing all this addiction in me and asking for the sugar. So I'd eat this, go to bed. What's happening with candida? It's thriving during the night. Wake up, feeling foggy, feeling all the symptoms. Not knowing, nobody had ever taught me this. And therefore, I really, really want to teach people all of this that I'm doing. So, with summer now, and I don't want to be a party pooper, but that every party there's going to be soft drinks, there's going to be ice cream, there's going to be wine, there's going to be beer. It's just sugar, 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 and more sugar. And what happens is that sugar actually is activated in the same area in the brain that drugs are. In fact, it says cocaine. So imagine that. Why are we so addicted to it? Because it's triggering that same area in the brain. Now, parents, think about this. You would not want your kid to be on any type of drug, and imagine cocaine. And yet we are feeding our children sugar. That is a treat. We call that a treat. We think we're spoiling our kids or loving our kids when we're feeding them the sugar. There are so many other ways that we can do it. Introduce them to real fruit, and you get the good sugar in there, and with the fiber, it's going to go slowly into your bloodstream. So we need to be aware of that. Do you know that Canadians consume 100 pounds of refined sugar per year? And you may be thinking, how is that ever possible? But if you read labels, you will find that there is sugar in all packaged foods. All of these foods that you walk down the aisle in the supermarket, there are sugars in that. Even soups, all these sauces we look at, even cold cuts. So everything that you're looking at has sugar in it. And I really want you to pay attention, because it's that awareness and looking at it that's going to make you go, wow, I actually consume this much of sugar. So, and I mentioned this before, but let me say it again, 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon. So I want you to look at the sugar in whatever you're doing and make that as a project for the day. So what you could do, take a bowl, and every time you're eating something and you realize there's sugar in it, or read the label, add the sugar to this bowl, that teaspoons of sugar. And just check by the end of the day how much sugar you have eaten or how much sugar you have fed your children. In fact, now with barbecue season in, everybody's having ketchup on their burgers or whatever hot dogs they're eating. Do you know that 1 tablespoon of ketchup has 1 teaspoon of sugar in it? So imagine that. Putting it on your burger, eating it with your fries, definitely more than a tablespoon of sugar. In fact, when you look at soft drinks, a 12-ounce soft drink has 10 teaspoons of sugar in it. And so most parents are priding themselves, and good for them to think organic. However, if they are using organic apple juice, for instance, do you know that a 12-ounce apple juice has the same amount of sugar that a soda has? That means 10 teaspoons. So, parents, you may be surprised that You're thinking you're making the best choices for your kids, you're giving them this organic juice, but all the fiber has been stripped and now it's just sugar. So be aware of that. It is known that if we consume 2 sodas in a day, it is going to lower your immune system and your white blood cells are not going to be as efficient. So if you're fighting an infection, yes, it's going to be right there. It's going to manifest in your body because your immune system has been lowered. In fact, the World Health Organization, they recommend that adults have 9 teaspoons of sugar per day and children 3 teaspoons. But when they're talking about sugar, they're talking about sugar from your fruits, your vegetables, and your whole grains, not the added sugar. So, just become aware. We do have wonderful fruits now, and that's what you want to be eating. When you're eating white sugar, which is sucrose, and in the body it breaks down into 50% fructose and 50% glucose. And when you actually look at that chemistry, it's exactly as high fructose corn syrup. So just be aware. The other thing you want to be aware of as well is after eating sugar, what's your mood like? Are you having brain fog? What's happening to you? Or look at your children. Are they now hyperactive? I know I have teachers telling me that after lunch, kids are just off the walls and when they look at their luncheons, parents are giving them all these treats. And of course, the kids are going to go for the treats first before they even finish their food. And after lunch, it's crazy because all of the sugar has rushed to the brain and causing all of this. And we know that the brain and the gut are connected because the gut is called your second brain. So when you're feeding the yeast, all these chemicals from the yeast is going via the vagus nerve straight up into the brain. And then we wonder, why are we foggy? Why are we getting all these symptoms? So be aware of all of this. And some of you may be thinking, okay, I can't eat the sugar, so what I'm going to do is I will eat all the artificial sugars. And of course, it's being promoted as being good. However, sucralose, aspartame, all of these, sweet and low, they are neurotoxins. And in fact, aspartame is an endocrine disruptor. So why would we want to be putting that into our bodies? Even worse. So please don't give your kids any of these. And parents, I see this all the time in my office. Parents would be sitting here and kids would want the gum. And mom will take gum out of her purse and give it to the child. And when I look at the package, what's in the gum? Aspartame. They're not even aware, and you may not be aware, that there's aspartame in the gum. I'll discuss aspartame in another Facebook Live because, it is just hidden in so many things and we don't even realize it. So, become aware. Know that if you have yeast, again, I wrote The Belly of the Beast because of my own experience. As you can see, I was addicted to sugar, never knew why, until I started exploring and finding out what my addictions were and why I had the addictions. So again, please share these videos, comment on it, tell me if you like them, tell me if there's other topics you would like me to cover as well. And I'm sure all of you have friends and family that are either addicted to sugar or have candida. And yes, reach out to us. We are there to help you. And again, please share this because, education is empowerment. And I just want to empower all of you by educating you with these simple information that I have. So have a fabulous day and we'll talk to you soon.